solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give to the committee will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God? I do. Thank you.
Are you aware of the information that formed the basis for Director Comey opening a counterintelligence investigation as he testified in July of last year?
No, not as I sit here. And if I did, I'm not sure I could talk about it in open session, but I do not.
And I'm not going to ask you to, but do you believe that Director Comey would have opened a counterintelligence investigation on a presidential campaign lightly or on mere hunch?
No.
He would need some evidentiary or information basis to do so.
Based on everything I know about Jim Comey and the FBI, yes. The initial scanning and probing around voter registration systems was discovered in late August. Could have been mid, could have been July, but late August in my mind. And my recollection is that once it was discovered, that information came to me and other senior people pretty quickly. My view is that we needed to do it, and we needed to do it well before the election to inform the American voters of what we knew and what we saw, and that it would be unforgivable if we did not pre-election. And I'm glad we did it. You know, Congressman, every big national security, Homeland Security decision I've made in my time, somebody always criticizes you for doing it, and then somebody else criticizes you for not doing it sooner. So Jim Clapper and I made the statement on October 7th, and I'm glad we did, frankly. I think the larger issue is it did not get the public attention that it should have, frankly, because the same day, the press was focused on the release of the Access Hollywood video. My interest in helping them was definitely a nonpartisan interest.
I know that, yeah.
And I recall very clearly that I was not pleased that we were not in there helping them patch this vulnerability. The nature of when you're dealing with private actors and even political organizations, DHS does not have the power to issue a search warrant or get a search warrant and go in and patch their vulnerabilities over their objections.
The DHS's connection with the DNC was, or consultation with the DNC was after you became aware of the hacking and they became aware of the hacking, as to what was offered them, what they accepted. Was there any level of cooperation at all?
To my disappointment, not to my knowledge, sir. And this is a question I asked repeatedly when I first learned of it. You know, what are we doing? Are we in there? Are we helping them discover the vulnerabilities? Because this was fresh off the OPM experience. And there was a point at which DHS cybersecurity experts did get into OPM and actually help them discover the bad actors and patch some of the exfiltrations, or at least minimize some of the damage. And so I was anxious to know whether or not our folks were in there. And the response I got was FBI had spoken to them. They don't want our help. They have CrowdStrike, the cybersecurity firm.